to hear about Mario and Luigi Dream Team.
Hello, have you ever wanted to be Spider-Man? No? Well, now you can. In The Amazing Spider-Man, or more widely known as Spider-Man PS4. So yeah, I've been gone for quite a while. But in my meantime, I've gotten onto a new hyperfixation. And if you can't tell, that is Spider-Man PS4. Now, if you don't know, Spider-Man PS4 is a Marvel live-action game on the PS4. And in my opinion, this is one of my favorite games of all time, with its combat, traversal, and story being some of the best in the industry. Not to mention the map being practically an accurate 3D model of New York that is full of life and small secrets. And all of this is on the PS4. Have you seen a PS4 game? Look at Elder Scrolls V for an example. On the PS4, a lot of difference compared to Spider-Man, but for the same hardware. But let me get off of this tech nerd stuff. I mentioned that this game has a great story, so let's get into it. And by the way, I am very sick, so mind my very suspicious breathing. Spoiler warning. Now, Spider-Man PS4 starts out with Spider-Man doing what Spider-Man does best, stopping bad guys and avoiding his bill payments like the plague. In doing these acts, he takes down the crime lord Kingpin, leaving a huge power vacuum across New York that just so happens to be filled by the Inner Demons, a secret crime group with members across New York. But Spider-Man has bigger things on his mind, like Mary Jane, and in this game, MJ is the most annoying she's ever been. And all of this is channeled through her stealth missions, which MJ ruins the whole pace of the game by actually doing something. Reluctantly, with the help of MJ, we find out more about these demons, and Spider-Man starts to get evicted, in Spider-Man fashion. Luckily, Aunt May is the best aunt, and helps us find a way out of our unemployment. Wait, unemployment? Yup, in this game, Peter Parker is an intern for Dr. Octavius, which cannot go wrong in any way. So throughout the early missions of this game, you find out who and what the Oni are. They are driven by a hate of Norman Osborn and complete destruction of this man. They plan to release a virus on New York called Devil's Breath. The one takeaway here is that Peter is kind of tied up in this game between his Spider-Man duties and his life. So basically, a classic Spider-Man tale. But later in the story, Dr. Octavius' work is unfortunately shut down by Oscorp. And Norman, this is what leads him to using his creation, 6 robotic arms, and releasing Devil's Breath, and creating the Sinister Six, including Rhino, Vulture, Mr. Negative, the leader of the demons, himself, Electro, and Scorpion. Just for the fans watching, that's 4 cosplayers, a virus, and a negative side, and an electric outlet. And you might as well just throw in Taskmaster and Tombstone, and for the sake of it, a whole lot of goons for Spider-Man to unleash his wrath on. After a lot of fights, and I mean a lot of them, we eventually fight Doc Ock and get the cure for Devil's Breath, but in doing so we have to choose between saving Aunt May, who is infected, and replicating the cure, saving all of New York. Guess which one he chooses. But for real, don't just take my word on it. This game's story is really good, and I left out a lot, so go check it out. Spider-Man PS4 has a lot of little things I love about it. Jonah has his podcast to show the people's view of the events, or how the map has real landmarks to show all across New York. I also love how rewarding the combat is in the end of the game, making you feel like Spider-Man with all the haptics and different moves. This game means a lot to me. I like to think of it as one of my first good games I ever played, and so for this, I'd rate it a 9.5 out of 10. This game is amazing, so go play it, and remember to be creative.